playing for the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I think the expectations and spotlight doesn't get any bigger in sports than that position and that franchise. Secondly, and this is justified, it seems like in those playoff moments, things just kind of all fall short. I don't think that all of those playoff losses fall on his shoulders. Greg, your reaction?
Doesn't matter. Optics are everything.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. He's playing for the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Well,
if they
plays for the Cowboys.
Go ahead. I thought you were about to say something important. But when you think about the success of the Dallas Cowboys or the failures of the Dallas Cowboys, you go immediately to the quarterback play. That's the problem here. It doesn't matter how great Dak Prescott plays. If they don't have a deep playoff run, it's going to be for naught. So it's simply going to be, can Dak get them to the promised land? And what is the promised land for the Dallas Cowboys? You think it's Super Bowl or bust. I'm saying it's AFC or NFC Championship game. That's for me, it does not matter how he played in those playoff games. It only matters, did they win? Did they lose? Did they advance beyond the divisional round? No. So for me, it doesn't matter because the optics are going to lead us to believe, well, Dak didn't do enough or he did something.
The reality, though, is Dak's played well in the playoffs except for against one team. And that one team happens to be the best defense in football each year, or the 2 years that he's struggled against them. I mean, we can show you the numbers. Dak's been good in the playoffs against everyone but the Niners. The 9 touchdowns, 2 picks, 275 yards, a 107 rating, that's enough to win.
Yeah.
And one of those losses was an epic game against Aaron Rodgers, his rookie season. Like, the idea that Dak is a playoff choker, that I don't buy. Now, what is true is the last 2 years, he has run into a defense that has run roughshod over everyone they've played for the most part, except for Patrick Mahomes, and he hasn't played well in those games. But is that, how much of that is on Dak? And how much of that is on the fact that you're playing the number one defense in your conference in consecutive years in the postseason? I think that I think there are fair criticisms, obviously, of Dak and of the Cowboys, all of it. I think this year they're going to answer a lot of those criticisms. I think he's going to be good. I think they are going to have the number one defense in football, not the Niners or the Eagles or anybody else. But I don't think Dak's some playoff choker. Like, what's the playoff game where he was the huge favorite with the way better team and it's like, he fell apart? Like, that's not how I see his career.
I wouldn't call him a playoff choker, but I also wouldn't say, he's facing the best defense in the conference. That's why he couldn't win. That's what you're supposed to face when you want to get to the Super Bowl. You have to beat the best teams when you want to get to the Super Bowl. Dak's last 3 playoff losses, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Not good enough. The Niners' offense was held in check by Dallas's defense the last 2 years. I just need you to give me a little something extra. And if you're the quarterback of the Cowboys, you're making all this money, we think you're a top 10 quarterback, we think you're special, it shouldn't be asking too much for you to make a play here or there that gets us over the top. The Cowboys in those last 2 losses to the Niners have given up 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
Dak should be able to get, when you have talent on both sides of the ball around you, I'm counting on you to get me a little more.
I get that, but that's why he's not considered one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the league.
5 best, but he's considered one of the 10 best.
Right, and that's about where you land. It's not just quarterbacks that get you places, but there's only 4 teams that make the conference championship round. And when the Cowboys and the Niners have faced off, those are both teams who are better defensively than offensively. So, of course, they're going to be low-scoring games. And, of course, the quarterbacks are going to struggle somewhat. Like, find me the quarterback.
They were the top-scoring offense in the league when they scored, 17 against them? The Niners, 23-17, they lost.
Yeah, that game.
Then last year they were a top 5 scoring team, and they mustered 12
points.
This is why I say it's the optics. Like, it doesn't matter because you're right. Dak hasn't been bad. I'm not saying he's been bad, but he is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And to your point, they only gave up 3 touchdowns against the 49ers.
Right.
When I look at the 49ers, we don't – this is why Mike McCarthy is paired with Dak Prescott as pressure. Like, they're both sitting on hot coals right now. Because, in my opinion, watching that game last year and knowing the lack of success of Mike McCarthy against this 49er team in the postseason, I being a part of one of those, like, he's failed this team. he has fallen short when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys in the postseason and getting outcoached from the coach on the other sideline. So we can put it all on Dak, and we will, because
it's not
he is
all on him, but it's a lot of it.
But when we think about the losses of the Dallas Cowboys, and the losses are important in the postseason, we're going to say, what did Dak do? Was he good enough?
And he threw 2 interceptions.
No, yeah, right. But I guess the point that I'm making is, if the year that you said they only scored 17 points, the year that ended on the quarterback sneak, the round before, that Niners team played Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay, or it was the round before the round after, pardon me. They played Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers' team scored 10 points, scored 1 touchdown. And he was the league MVP. Right, but I guess, I mean, we can do the musical chairs of everyone that loses to a great defense fell apart, or we can recognize that's what the better team won those games. And
Dallas didn't have, maybe it wasn't quite as good as the Niners defense, but the defense was good too.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy found a way.
Okay.
Find a way. Like Greg said, you got to win.
Okay.
Against the better teams.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.